Hello folks, and welcome to another exciting tutorial with Spinel Crochet. If you haven't subscribed, please do it now and hit the bell icon to get instant updates. I'll be using a 4mm crochet hook and double knit yarn. So starting our work with a slip knot, make a slip knot and secure it on your hook. Now for the foundation chain, we will be working in the multiples of 9 and then add 6. So for this sample, I have made 42 chains. 36 for the multiple of 9 and added 6 to it, which comes to 42. Once the foundation chain is ready, this is your right side of the work. Go into the 4th chain from the hook and make a double crochet. So we've got the starting chain, which is considered as the double crochet, and then 1 double crochet. Make 2 more double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So next we're going to skip 2 chains, and in the next 3rd chain make a double crochet. This is going to be your shell pattern, so make another double crochet in that same space. Chain 2. Now make 2 more double crochets in the same space. So this is your shell pattern, and now skip 2 chains, and in the 3rd chain make a double crochet. Make another double crochet in the next chain. Now chain 8. Yarn over and make a double crochet in the next chain. We are not skipping any chains over here. Make another double crochet in the next chain. So this is the pattern we're going to be repeating, our shell and loops, and this stitch is based on 9 chains, so this thing is going to be repeated unless you have 9 at the end remaining. So let's repeat this again. Skip 2 chains. In the 3rd chain make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Skip 2 chains and make 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. Now chain 8. Make 2 double crochets in the next 2 chains. So while making this double crochet, I got my chain all twisted, so I'm just gonna undo everything. Make sure your chain is straight and not twisted, then yarn over and make your double crochet. And then the second double crochet, and then repeat. Here I am with my last 9 chains. So we will continue with the shell pattern over here first. So skip 2 chains. In the 3rd chain, make your shell pattern, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Skip 2 chains and in the last 4 chains make 4 double crochets like we made in the starting 4 double crochets. So this is how your first row will look like with all the shell stitches and the loop stitches. So starting on row 2, chain 2 and turn your work. So the chain 2 here counts as your first double crochet. So we are not going to be working in that first stitch. So we will start with the stitch after that. Make 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. Now we will make our shell stitch on top of the previous shell stitch. So go into that chain 2 space, make 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in that space. Now skip the 2 double crochets from the shell stitch and in the next 2 double crochets make 2 double crochets. So this is on top of the previous 2 double crochets which were exactly before the chain 8. Now again over here we're going to chain 8 like we did in the first row. Now go into that next stitch which is the top of the double crochet from the previous row and make a double crochet. Make sure your chains are not getting twisted or in the way. Make the second double crochet on the next stitch. Now we're back on our shell stitch, so working in that chain 2 space, make your shell stitch. So it's going to be a repeat of the shell and the loops over here are going to be really flimsy and not close to your work, and your work will sag a bit, but don't worry about that. We'll be working on that in our rows when we complete this pattern at the end of the work. So I've made the shell pattern over here. Now jump on to the double crochets which is just before the loops and make 2 double crochet on top of the previous 2 double crochets, then chain 8, then make 2 double crochets and repeat until you reach the last 9 rows, which is going to be again a repeat of the shell stitch and 4 double crochets in the last 4 stitches. So basically from here your work is a repeat of row 2. Keep repeating row 2 until you reach the desired length of your work, and then I'll show you how to manage our loop stitches. See you in a bit. Hey, welcome back. So I've done a few rows over here, you can see them, and these loops are loose over here, and I'm going to show you how to loop them together like this in this pretty little braid, and then your work will automatically come together. So let's start with this part. So we start with the loop, the first loop here. So you have to twist your loop from right to left. So you go from this side to that side like this side to this side, and you have this little loop over here. So you insert your hook and you find the next loop on your work. So just pull this through, and you have to pull it nice and tight so that your work comes together and the loop is long enough. Again, you have to twist it from right to left. So we go from here to here, and then you place your hook inside, you pick up the next loop and you pull it through, and you just tug it a little so that it's long enough to be worked in. Again, you have to flip this here. There you go. Insert your hook and pick up the next loop and pull it through, and just tug on your work so that these two sides sort of come together. Alright, so twist your work, insert your hook, picking up the next loop, pull it through, and then pull. Again, twist it, insert your hook, pick up that loop, pull it through, and then pull. Again, twist your loop, place the loop on the hook, and then pull it through that loop, and then pull to make this nice braid that's coming up. Again, twist it, pull this through, there you go. Again, twist it, and then pull this through, there you go. Again, twist it, and then this is the last loop of your work. Just gonna pull it through, and you could like turn it and just keep it here. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to weave it in when we work the next one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this one. So here we finished with our braiding, and now starting the next row. This is going to be like the finishing rows, so we have 2 finishing rows. So for the second last row, we chain 2, turn our work. Again, the chain 2 here stands as the first double crochet. Make 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. Now we're going to again repeat the shell pattern as we did from row 1 to the end of the work that we've done. So again, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space from the previous row. Now we're going to make 2 double crochets in the top of the 2 double crochets just before the chain 8, not working in the chain in the shell stitch double crochets, right? So now this chain 8 space, we're just all together going to ignore it, skip it, and move to the next 2 double crochets and make 2 double crochets on top of them. So we're back at our shell stitch here. So in the chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Again, you can see over here your double crochets, so go ahead and make 2 double crochets on top of the 2 double crochets just before the chain. Okay, don't get confused with the 2 double crochets of the shell stitch. After that, we ignore the the chain 8. Just simply ignore it, skip it, move ahead. I've made 2 double crochets, and now I'm at the shell stitch again. So completing the shell stitch here. Again, move to the double crochets close to the chain 8 and make 2 double crochets here. And then skip the chain 8 part and go ahead and make 2 double crochets. Now again back at the shell stitch. So complete your shell stitch and you'll be left with 4 double crochets. So make 4 double crochets on top of those last 4 double crochets. Now starting our last and final row, chain 2 and turn your work. So again the chain 2 here stands as your first ever crochet. So the loops here are sort of unwinding, so I'm just gonna pull them through to make sure they're back in place. Okay, now starting our last row, make 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. Chain 2 and then make a single crochet in that chain 2 space on top of the shell stitch. Again chain 2. Now skipping the shell stitches, we move to the double crochet just before the chain 8. Make a double crochet on top of the first double crochet. Now your chain 8 loop, just make sure it is twisted from right to left, and then we're going to be working 2 double crochets in this loop. So this is the first double crochet. Just yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and rest is worked as a normal double crochet. So we worked 2 in that loop. Now skip the double crochet after that, and in the next double crochet make a double crochet. Now chain 2, make a single crochet in the top of the shell stitch, chain 2 again, and then skip all the double crochets of the shell stitch and move to that third double crochet that you can see. Make a double crochet over here. We're going to skip the next double crochet and go into that loop. Make sure it's twisted from right to left, then make 2 double crochets in that loop stitch. This is your first one, and now the second one. Now skipping the double crochet after that, and in the next one make a double crochet, chain 2, a single crochet in the shell stitch, top of the shell stitch, chain 2 again, and then move to that third double crochet which you can see and make your double crochet. Now you've got the loop stitch twisted right to left and make 2 double crochets. So skipping the double crochet after that, and the next double crochet we make the double crochet on top of it, chain 2, single crochet on top of the shell stitch, then chain 2 and make 4 double crochets in the last 4 stitches. And that's the end of your work. This is the last and final row. So here's the final look of your work. It comes together really nicely with these braids. The texture on the front is really beautiful, and the back is very plain, of course, and the back of the stitches can be seen here. So the front is clearly more texture and more beautiful. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.